Hello, my name is Kat. Welcome to my first episode of a narrated podcast from my newsletter, Fame Boss. My newsletter talks about the world of UX design and career growth at FANG companies. I offer differentiated, grounded perspectives in this ever-changing landscape. I've been in design for over 20 years now, spending half that time in B2B and B2C. I'm currently at Amazon, and I am writing this publication as a way to share and extend my contribution to the design community, and also being very authentic in what is happening in tech. Today's newsletter for June 1st is about dogs not barking, the quiet crisis no one's talking about. So what is dog not barking? That is a corporate speak for what keeps you up at night. The topics that everyone's being really quiet about, but should really be screaming from the rooftops. So let's unleash them. The first dog not barking is, why don't you guys tell us how you really feel? Lenny's newsletter, which is a PM newsletter that's really popular, number 1 on Substack, did a sentiment survey out to 8,200 tech workers, and they spill their guts or job role and how they feel. And to no surprise, 84% of them are burned out. Actually, number 1 spot is design. Women are 3% more burned out than men, with 50% extremely pessimistic about their future, and 37% of them have no idea where their career is headed. Out of the burnout meter varied by role, I've actually checked 5 boxes on that burnout bingo card, from design, research, growth, marketing, and product. It's like collecting these roles as Pokemon cards. I recently met up with a friend and tried to explain what I actually do, but I failed miserably. So I will explain why I am collecting all those roles. Currently work on Amazon seller experiences, and my focus is on brand owners. These are businesses who own their own intellectual property behind their product. And this segment could be any business of any category, nationally, globally, with a wide range of revenue from $250,000 to millions. Looking across these business performances per seller, we try to enable growth in sales for both Amazon and them. So enabling growth could mean that we surface programs, we optimize the tools, we provide business strategy at the right time. So a lot of these seller experiences are very dependent on how our customer experience looks on Amazon.com. That means that we have to influence across teams, across orgs, and really challenge assumptions and traditional ways of working. The goals that we typically take on would be like enabling 350% increase from $300 million to $2 billion by ensuring that our sellers are taking every advantage and every optimization that they can do. So the question is that, are you still a designer? I don't think that I am a designer anymore in terms of the traditional sense. I don't really apply next generation animations, prototypes, or even like UI polish, not because I don't have the skills or want to do. It is actually the main skill that I came before Amazon, but it's just not how Amazon operates. Ever since I've worked here, I haven't seen an inspiring UI with fit and polish, because typically the extra mile, which makes the design great from good, is that extra 20% or the extra 10%. That is the hardest. And that's the part that is often cut out due to frugality, because their perception is that we should use a minimal amount of effort for maximum return, so that you would have a data point to back up that this is worth investing in. So a very startup-like mentality. And the ideas that really matter now is those MBA level strategies and ability to deliver the think big ideas with very minimal resources. So delivering results while thinking big and influencing is the area that I'm working in. And welcome to design in 2025. The second dog that's not barking is something we call the performance management or impact-driven performance. It's coming from Meta, Microsoft, Facebook, perhaps Google. Same wolf, different sheep's clothing. Only the top 5% or 10% of performers are going to get small raises. And in order to qualify for that at Amazon, you'll need 3 to 4 years of this top tier rating, which is obviously impossible. So 90% of the employees will get lower compensation because they need to maintain that streak without promotion. So to me, it is a translation of deliberate attrition, because scoring the top tier for just 1 year means that you are getting only 70% of your salary. This also means that the promotion path is terminal. And that kind of talks through the Lenny's comments and graphs above, where majority of the people are confused about what their career is supposed to be. And what makes this worse is that we're going to be competing with our own teammates for better projects. Earlier this year, Amazon cut 13,000 middle management roles to flatten the hierarchy so that they can foster more innovation, but it just sounds like corporate Squid Game. The third dog not barking is the latest article from Axios called the White Collar AI Bloodbath. The CEO of Anthropic has dropped this prediction that half of entry-level white-collar jobs will be shrinking by 10 to 20% in the next 1 to 5 years. If we don't start talking about government policies, regulations, and society impact as a whole, I am legitimately concerned about where it's headed. The next dog not barking is the fact that AI roles are exploding because it's a vibe. So growth is insane for, quote, AI PMs at these, quote, AI-driven companies, which are like Cursor, Lovable, Harvey, and AI-specific roles at non-AI companies, which are AI PMs at Figma. So the terminology of AI-driven is just another word for the technology first. And out of all the research we've done in sellers internally, we should never lead with technology first. Always with the human value above the technology. It's like, imagine if I was to say, hey, we're going to use, Photoshop first over anything else. Very strange. The capital investments really tell a story on where it's going. Meta coming in on top place, Google second, Microsoft third, and last, Amazon. So if we're accelerating the growth of building things with the AI PM roles and AI capabilities, but building things still take insanely long because people who are paid to make the decisions don't make them. So I just think that it's just faster to build an Empire State Building than to even launch a brand new homepage. And Empire State Building took a year and 45 days to build. So in conclusion, what can we actually do? I think there's two choices. Option A, get really scary good at business strategy. So designer and PM hybrid, which is how I'm thinking about my career. Option B is just to be like a vibe coder designer hybrid. So if you can't beat the robots, you might as well just join them. Either way, I think that you should document everything. Keep your resume fresh and portfolio ready, because who knows when an AI agent will randomly select your name for the next restructuring. In chaos, we should always invest in foundations. It is the soul of like jobs to be done. And I have a link here in my newsletter that points to the talk that I gave at University of Chicago on how do you design innovation that actually solves a problem. As an example, we can use Figma as a case study. Figma just recently released this useless update called FigPals. It's essentially a Tamagotchi companion, providing emotional support as you move around your canvas. I love a digital pet as much as the next millennial, but at the same time, they also raised prices to $20 a month in March and trying to charge per seat for everyone so much as glancing at the file and dev mode and everything else. While engineering hours are being burned to make these cursor companions, vibe coding tools are eating Figma's lunch. I just don't understand how this companion is providing incremental value, or just the old pricing is making me satisfied. I think at the end of the day, the flashy, cool UIs is just a nice to have. And if the core product isn't there, these add-ons just are not enough. What kind of dogs are keeping you up at night? Let me know by writing me back. And that's the end of June's article.